Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about some not to-dos in sales. Egyo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, Training de Okane o Muda ni Sume wa Yamimashou, and these are all available now on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. 1. Sell more, do it more easily. 2. Exceed your targets, in fact, blow up your targets. 3. Make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 334. Today we're talking about don't do this in sales. There was an excellent effort on display here. A salesperson was using LinkedIn to find potential buyers and conducting energetic prospecting activities to reach out with cold emails. Total waste of time, though. We all get tons of these cold emails on social media, and we religiously delete them and move on because we are busy people. I asked how many of these emails had been sent out. The answer was hundreds. While I applaud the commitment, it is always better if it produces results. The obvious next question from me was, how many responses did you get? You all know the answer, don't you? None. The email being sent introduced the salesperson, the company, and what they did, and mentioned if they had any questions to reach out. My immediate question was, what is the hook? What is the element of this email which will hook the interest of the reader such that they'll keep reading and actually respond? There was some fairly benign information in that email, but nothing addressing any possible issues facing the reader. To be fair, the motivation to take any action will vary from reader to reader, so you cannot accurately gauge what that will be when sending the email. However, there are common issues which companies face in their industry. When we're working with buyers in those industries, we note there are some common themes, and one of these can become our hook. We can improve this salesperson's effort and success rate substantially with a few tweaks. Firstly, we're going to put the potential buyer's name in the subject line rather than some lame, boring title which screams, I want to sell you something. We'll get hundreds of emails a day. However, we are more likely to check the email which features our name before we look at the others. If I see a subject line with just Greg, I cannot resist clicking on it to find out what this is all about. Obviously, if I were writing to a Japanese potential buyer, I would write Suzuki-san in the title, as that is more polite, and I don't have any relationship yet which would allow me to write their personal name. I would also send this email around about 1 p.m. When I get to work in the morning, there are tons of emails from the night before piled up. Throughout the morning, new ones turn up, flooding our inboxes. We probably take lunch around 12:30, and so do all of those people sending us emails, so that when we get back from lunch, there has been a slight break in the email traffic. Our email, therefore, rises to the top section of their inbox, featuring their name in the subject line. There is a much higher chance of them seeing it and clicking on it as a result. After the typical Japanese aisatsu or greeting, the sakura blooms will be early this year and a nice signal of the warmer weather arriving, we very briefly explain in the email who we are and what we do. For example, Dale Carnegie is a global company specializing in soft skills training. In Japan, we've been doing that for the last 60 years. That short, simple sentence says a couple of things. We are global, which means we have scale. We only teach soft skills, and every company needs soft skills capability for their people. The 60 years in Japan is a sign of longevity, credibility, and that we have a proven track record here. We now immediately mention a trend, the hook, we are seeing amongst this person's competitors, we would say. Lately, we have had a lot of inquiries from companies looking for solutions for X problem. This is a good start because it tells the reader what their competitors are doing, and it raises the possibility that being in the same business, they may also have a need for this X solution. Now we add in some evidence. We talk about a similar client to them and the results for their business after we worked on their issue. We say, a client similar to you had this X issue, and we worked with them using our Y solution. Within 3 months, they saw a 45% rise in their quality and an 80% reduction in customer complaints. Obviously, these numbers have to be real. If the client calls you out for proof to back up these claims, you can't be floating results around which are pure fantasy. Lying to buyers from the very start of the relationship is a really dumb move from every angle. If you don't have concrete numbers, just say, the client was really delighted with the results. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 12th of April, doing our Dale Carnegie course. This is where things really started for Dale Carnegie. He actually started with public speaking, but he realized that clients had broader needs than just public speaking. They had problems with stress management. They had problems with their leadership. They had problems with people they worked with. They had problems with clients. They had problems with bosses. They had problems with subordinates. They had a number of needs. And over a long period of time, maybe about 24 years, he gradually fleshed out what the needs were and started adding content and testing it and experimenting and correcting and changing and deleting and adding, etc. And this sort of culminated in his 1936 book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. But the course had been running well and truly before that book came out, and that book launched him globally, viral hit, made him a superstar in his day at that time. But the course was the platform. The course was really the laboratory, the real laboratory, world laboratory, where he worked up the things that are going to work in this program. And so today we have the program. Of course, it's different to what it was in the 1920s or 30s or 40s, etc. It's changed. It's, obviously it keeps improving. The Kaizen on this course is incredible. But this is a flagship program which really addresses a lot of very fundamental business needs, and great people who do it. We get very, very high Net Promoter Score and Voice of Customer scores on this program, incredibly high. Very, very powerful course. On the 20th of April, we're doing a High Impact Presentations course. This is another one. Very high Voice of Customer, very high Net Promoter Score. And the beauty of this program is that the main modules are delivered over 2 days, 2 instructors, everything videoed. The power of the feedback, the power of the coaching is tremendous. And this is what people find. They come in on day 1, they go out on day 2, totally changed, totally professional at the end. And that's simply a function of how the course is structured, how it's delivered, and the quality of the coaching. Any fool can go down to the store and buy a video camera. So what? Equipment is not the point. What comes out of the mouth of the coach, what comes out of the mouth of the instructor when they see what's in front of them, or they're reviewing in the review room with the participant what's on the video, that is the key point. That is where the quality, that is where the experience, that's where the train the trainer training comes in. Wonderful program. If you've not done it, you need to do it, because it's one of those programs that are life and career changing, and it gives you so much capacity, so much capability, so much confidence. It's incredible. I didn't do this program until much later in my life. Damn, I wish I'd done this in my 20s. I wish I'd done this when I was much younger. It would have completely changed everything for me. I know it. Well, I got to do it finally. It's like I didn't get to do it, but I just would have saved decades of struggle if I'd done it earlier, and I would have just changed a lot of things for me, I believe. Don't be like me. Do it now. It's a great course. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. Having offered the hook of another buyer getting results, we now make the point. Maybe we could do the same for you. I'm not sure, but in order for me to understand whether that is possible or not, let's get together. How is next Tuesday or is next Friday better? We don't say, we can definitely do the same for you, simply because we have no idea yet. We don't want hard sell tactics because the delete key will get hammered. We don't know their situation at this stage, and our objective is to get them to respond to our email. We're only trying to get the meeting. At that meeting, we can ask all manner of well-designed questions which will reveal if we can actually help them or not. We also have a call to action at the end. We suggest some possible days to meet using an alternative choice approach. Maybe neither of those days are doable. That's okay, because what we want is to get a response, start a dialogue, and then fix a day and time which works for them. So, putting the whole flow together, it would be physically well spaced on the screen like this. The sakura blooms will be early this year and a nice signal of the warmer weather arriving. Dale Carnegie is a global company specializing in soft skills training. In Japan, we've been doing that for the last 60 years. Lately, we've had a lot of inquiries from companies looking for solutions for X problem. A client similar to you had this X issue, and we worked with them using our Y solution. Within 3 months, they saw a 45% rise in their quality and an 80% reduction in customer complaints. Maybe we could do the same for you. I'm not sure, but in order for me to understand whether that is possible or not, let's get together. How is next Tuesday or is next Friday better? Space the sentences so that visually they seem light easy to access, and quick to scan. People are time poor, and a solid, thick, heavy-duty paragraph has them reaching for the delete key immediately. Cold call emails are always going to be a tough gig, but this idea will certainly go a long way to helping get a response from potential buyers. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, ready, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.